and sit down.
Good evening, everyone! Welcome back once again to Vicious Rant. Sikoa, I am your host, Mr. Main Event himself, the often imitated, never duplicated superstar to Vicious. And folks, well, I hope you're comfortable. I hope you're all loose and relaxed, because tonight we are gonna go raw and chill, because this is the first Monday Night Raw on Netflix, live from the Intuit Dome in Los Angeles, California. But before we do, big news want to cover first. It was officially announced as of the day of this recording. Folks, Royal Rumble 2026, it is going to be in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. It is official, and I know a lot of people have said what they said and feel on how they feel about the WWE Saudi Arabia deal. I have brought up time and time again how I feel on it. What I will say is, much like what I've brought up before in the past, one, it is a way to help, if pro wrestling can be used to help bridge the gap, to help bring some Western culture over to the Middle East, okay, I'm all for it. Now, obviously, I'm not saying something along the lines of a Starbucks on every corner, a McDonald's, bringing a McDonald's there, or, having girls put thirst trap pictures up on Snapchat or Instagram, but hell, if it can be used to help bridge the gap, why not? Why not? Sports and music, in my eyes, you will never convince me otherwise. Sports and music are two international languages. I could speak nothing. I speak English. I could have somebody who speaks nothing but German sitting in front of me. But if we both agree that the Misfits are one of the greatest bands in rock history, and we both love pro wrestling, that's a universal language. We can communicate with each other based on that alone. So, another thing I would say about with the Saudi deal, it's much like what I said before over this past year with WWE stretching out further and further out into the globe. They showed, hey, we did this for Saudi. Imagine what we could do for you if we did a show in France, in Puerto Rico, over here, over there, over anywhere. And now they're doing it again, saying, hey, now we're going to do this. This is what we showed the world. This is what we could do if we're in Saudi. Well, you know what? Hold my beer. Instead of just giving them a one-off show, now we're going to give them one of our big shows. So, here we are. Also, folks, want to remind everyone we are WWE Shop affiliates. So what that means is, you're watching this video, you scan that QR code right up there on the screen, or all you got to do, you go in the description tab, whether you're watching this in video form or listening to this in audio, it will take you to WWE Shop, and it'll take you there. You make whatever purchase you want, and it will, in fact, we here at the Vicious Studios will receive a small nominal commission for whatever purchase you make, and in turn, that helps us help you improve the show for you guys, so thank you. Now, with that said, before we go and raw and chill, we are going to lay the smacketh down and go talk about last week via the SmackDown Rewind and the big highlights from last week's SmackDown. It started out with Cody Rhodes coming out, hyping up his upcoming match with Kevin Owens at the Rumble, talking about on how his neck is still sore, how he has not been officially medically cleared yet, and talking about the match coming up, and, talking about on how he wants KO, he wants Kevin. And then Drew's then Drew McIntyre's music hits. Drew comes out, and Cody just looking like, what? Drew goes over, gives him a nice big hug, embraces him, and then says, whoa, I'm not here. I'm not here as an enemy. Not here as an enemy. You're not on my hit list. See, I'm only going after those that helped Roman. You're not on there yet. Don't give me a reason to. And Cody, very much so being the white meat babyface, doing the whole right, I don't believe you type bit, and then asks him to politely leave. Drew, very much so, okay. Goes and leaves, and as he is, he goes and says to Cody, by the way, you may want to watch your back. And as he says that and walks off, next thing you know, Kevin Owens, boom! KO comes out of nowhere, starts beating him up. Drew's laughing about it the whole time. I warned him. And then brawl ensues, they get a pull apart, yeah. Other big things that happened was we had Nakamura versus Andrade. It was a good match. Shin wound up getting the win, and then next thing you know, had a bit of a schmoz with LA Knight after the match, and it became official. LA Knight is going to have a match for the US title, a rematch against Nakamura this coming Friday coming up. We also had Mia Yim going against Piper Niven in the match. It was good. Michin got the win, but honestly, folks, my big takeaway from this match altogether was, honest to goodness, hearing Michael Cole's reaction to seeing Michin twerking, just putting it out there, and then she started twerking, and then it was just like the taunt Piper and Chelsea, who was ringside, seeing it like, disgusting, like that, and just seeing that and just hearing Michael Cole's reaction like, okay, that dude, I don't know if he got fed that reaction, or if that was him just calling to say, yeah, that's on how he was going to react. But my first thought when I heard him react like that was, well, definitely know Michael Cole appreciates a nice butt. Yeah, that is my big takeaway, and until I am corrected otherwise, that is what I'm going to stand by. Moving forward, though, we wound up getting a moment with Mein Savior, Paul Heyman, and Solo Sikoa. It was Paul came out to go and hype up the Tribal Combat match, which we are going to cover in a moment. Just wait. And then Solo came out to see him, and Paul, whoa, no offense, the last time you and I shared a ring, I got put through a table. Solo, I understand. It's just me out here. I come in peace. Nothing will be done to you, I swear. Paul, and then they had an exchange of words. To sum it up, Paul referred to Solo's bloodline as wild animals, Tama, Tangalao, Jacob, referring to them all as wild animals. Solo basically saying he stepped up to do what Roman couldn't, so that's why he declared himself as tribal chief, and he needs to understand that come Monday, one of two things is going to happen. Roman's going to win, and if he does, he'll acknowledge him as the tribal chief. But if he wins, Roman has to acknowledge him as the tribal chief. And then he said, after that, you're going to be my wise man, and you're going to work for me. And you will acknowledge me. And the look on Paul's face, it was just like his heart literally stopped, and he was just standing there and like from it like yeah. I love Paul Heyman. The man can do no wrong in my eyes. We also had DIY defending their tag titles against Motor City Machine Guns. Great match. Absolutely freaking loved it. I thought it was a great match. It came to an end at a schmoz finish because Pretty Deadly came out. They ran interference. I don't remember who they attacked, whether it was... I don't remember off the top of my head whether it was DIY or Motor City. I'm 99% sure it was Motor City. But the ref ruled it a no contest, so DIY walked out with the tag titles. And then we had Nia going against... Nia defending the women's title against Naomi. Really good women's match, or not even just a women's match, really good match in general, I gotta say. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Nia wound up getting the win because Tiffy came out at one point to go and run interference to make it look like she was going to cash in, to go and distraction and all that jazz. Help Nia get a chance to go and hit the Annihilator. 1, 2, 3. She got the win. Then we finally got it. Tiffany grabbed the suitcase. Wham! Slammed it across Nia's back. Wham! Slammed Candice LeRae. Officially went to go cashing in. It's official, so she goes up, hits the prettiest moonsault ever for the 1, 2, 3. Your winner and new WWE Women's Champion, Tiffany Stratton. So it is now officially Tiffy time, folks. And then we had the main event of the night, the Bloodline going against Sammy, Jimmy, Jay, the Usos. That's on how Alicia Tyler wound up pronouncing it. So it's official. Sami Zayn is an Uso. Don't hate me. Don't go coming at me over it. Go at her. Actually, don't even go at her over it, because if you do, I guarantee you'll get my boot up your ass. Either way, it was a good match. Again, Bloodline got the win. I'm not mad over it because you had to build up for the tribal combat. Make the Bloodline look strong. It's not a bad thing. It's just a thing. Bloodline wound up getting the win. 1, 2, 3. That was it. So yeah. So with that said, let's go and Raw and chill. In Los Angeles, it starts out beautiful video package narrated by Triple H. Just wow. Listen. Pause this show, go look up that video package. Just then, after you're done being amazed, come back here. I'll wait. Okay, welcome back. Thanks. Hope you guys appreciated that video. Trip, he was out there, hyped up the crowd, officially declared this the Netflix era, which, honestly, I'm not mad on. And I wasn't even referring to this time as the Triple H era. I referred to this as like the Renaissance era, because it really does. It feels like we're in a Renaissance time where we're seeing new ways to explore on how to make the TV content. Not even just the TV content, new and experimental ways for the wrestlers, period. And just like, wow. Like literally during this show, they actually had drones flying around doing camera shots. I'm not even joking, folks. And just, woo, way cool. So, yeah. After that, then we got an introduction from The Rock. The Rock, the final boss, the chairman of TKO, came out, hyped up that Raw is on Netflix, thanked Netflix producers who were sitting there up in the seats watching, and told them point blank, listen, don't you cut away from me or ruin this show tonight. Otherwise I will go all Squid Games on your ass. Which, on the side note, season 3 of Squid Games cannot get here soon enough. But then after that, he also just, again, Rock very much so being Rock, being a salesman, being a hype guy, hyping up the fact we're in Los Angeles, we're here, so let's get things started. And then now, with that said, let's get into our first match of the night. Solo Sikoa, Roman Reigns, Tribal Combat. And folks, I don't know about you guys, but I really did not expect this to be the opening match. But my God, it was. I know some people were saying that, some people on Twitter were saying that the card for this Raw felt WrestleMania-like. I'm not even going to lie, it did. It felt very WrestleMania-esque. It felt very like, you look at these matches, you're like, I could have seen this at a Mania. Oh, this definitely could have been, oh my God, this should have been on WrestleMania. Yeah. So, Solo, Roman, oh my God. And first time ever, and I don't know about anyone else, but I always, right at the start of the match, I tend to judge how a match is going to feel, how it feels from my viewing point, my perspective, just from on how the tie-up is. And they had a money-making tie-up, just boom, holding it, getting to the outside, holding onto it outside, and then just eventually you see Roman's head banging against the ring post, boom, ah! And then literally doing that and then grabbing the back of his head like, ah, ah. Like that, just, wow. Again, it's all the little things. It takes a million different little things to build a big picture. And the small little details in this match were, oh my God, so beautiful. It was just so beautiful. Like, I absolutely loved it. I can't put it any better than that. It was great pacing into it. It was Solo, he was leading it. He was leading the pace into the commercial breaks. And yes, folks, there were commercial breaks. And I'm not mad about that because, again, here's the thing. You're gonna need to go, and if you're gonna want to make a cup of coffee, if you're gonna want to grab a soda or get an ice cream, grab a Klondike bar out of the freezer, or get a small granola bar to munch on for the show. That's the perfect time to do it. Not only that, WWE still is getting money off of ad sponsorships. Not just having a Fortnite logo in the ring, but Fortnite saying, hey, here's X amount of money. Put our name on your ring. Oh, by the way, here's some extra money to let us have our commercial on your show. So, yeah, it's not a bad thing. Plus, Netflix, they were doing commercials for a couple different Netflix movies coming up. So, not a bad thing. Just yeah. Post-commercial break, Solo, he was leading the pace, and at one point eventually, just as Roman was starting to build up a small comeback, out came the boys, Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu. They came out, going ran interference, there was a ref bump, and I know people are going to question, well, why is there a ref bump if it's tribal combat and anything goes? Well, you can't necessarily have a 3 count to declare a winner if there's no one to count 3. So there's the logic. But anyways, Sammy and Jimmy came out. They ran interference to go and stop Tama and Jacob. And then we, out of nowhere, did not expect this, but Kevin Owens came out, popped a stunner on Roman, and then just gave Solo like a 1,000-yard death stare. And the whole time they're doing that, I'm processing everything in my head, thinking, the hell's Kevin doing here? The hell's Kevin Owens doing here? How does he fit into all this? And then thank the gods for Michael Cole saying, and keep in mind, folks, Kevin Owens has had an issue with Roman. Not to give me, you know, and then just like, oh yeah, that's right, the feud they had during the Thunderdome era. Okay, that makes sense then now, I guess. So there's that. And then Cody came out to go and attack Kevin. And Cody in his suit, in his nice, fresh looking suit, goes, starts throwing slugs, throwing some rounds at him, then bounces off the ropes, hits a Cody cutter to take Kevin Owens down, and then they go and fight into the crowd. Match ends then with Roman hitting not one but two spears onto Solo for the 1, 2, 3, and then yeah, just wow. It was great. Folks, if you're going to go and watch if you're going to go back and watch any matches from this show, highly recommend this and the main event, which we will get to in a moment. Just bear with me. Now, after the match, Paul, he had the Ulafala in his hands and was about to present it to Roman, and then Rock, no music, no nothing, you just see out from the background him coming on down, gets in the ring, looks at Paul, puts his hand out, may I? Paul, very much so, gives it to him, and then, now, should also note, Rock did make a big note on Saturday saying that he was appointed the High Chief for his family. So this is a big honor, basically. It's like the patriarch of your, excuse me, the patriarch in your family tree saying you are the head of your side of the family. Basically. So then Rock putting the Ulafala on the Roman, acknowledging him, and then them both just giving a stare like, yeah, you know, we still got to get that match. They didn't say that, but they just gave that look like, we still got to get that match in. We got to figure that out. We got to get that. So yeah. So next matchup we got, thank God I took my heart pills for this before the show. Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. Wade, we can edit that voice, right? You're gonna? Okay. Thank you, Wade. You are being a very good person. He's not really. I don't believe him. Anyways. Right at the start, oh my God, right at the start, Rhea was just laying in on Liv like she owed her money. Now, Liv wound up leading the pace post-commercial break for a short little bit, but Rhea then wound up leading it after that, and it was just don't want to say she was going mad ballistic, but she was just straight up pissed. And it was a damn good match. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Match came to an end when Liv started to build a comeback, wound up trying to go for an oblivion, and then Rhea just one hand on the rope, the other hand on Liv, like it. And then Liv just has this look like, oh crap, I regret every decision I made that led me to this moment. And then Rhea just like, no, sweetie. Kiss, kiss. And then goes, throws her off, scoops her, hits her with a riptide, picks her up, hits her with a riptide again for the 1, 2, 3. That's it. She got her baby back. And speaking of, after that you see Dom come in, looking at her like, Mommy, I'm so sorry, Mommy. I'm so sorry, Mommy. Please take me back, Mommy. I missed you. I was so wrong. Please. And then Rhea just looking like, wham! Kick right to the Goonies. And then hits a riptide on him, on him. She starts to walk off, and then next thing you know, we hear the music. We hear gung, gung. And then the American Badass Taker comes down, rides his bike, circles around, and then Taker and Liv get to do the infamous Taker arm up pose. And I know a lot of people are going to say, well, what was the point of having Taker out there for? That was pointless, blah, 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 blah. Here's the thing. Keep in mind, Undertaker was on the premiere episode of Monday Night Raw in 1993. And yes, I know a lot of you folks out there may not have been old enough to see that show. I am, and yes, I'm old, so deal with it. But the fact of the matter is, The Undertaker is one of the most iconic wrestling characters in wrestling history. Whether you love him, whether you like him, or you don't, it is what it is. And he's very much so in that, yeah, if you could put a little Taker funk on this person to make them look better, shit, I'm all for it. And that's exactly what it was. Put a little Taker funk on Rhea. Even though to make her look better than she already did, which, not saying that she needed it, but fuck, why not? Next up we had Jey Uso going against Drew McIntyre, and man, this was great. Jey, he came out, everyone was yeeting. Michael Cole and Pat McAfee were yeeting on the announce table. Okay, if I've never, okay, my official 2025 bingo card has been ripped up and thrown into a million different pieces because I did not have Michael Cole climbing on the announce table, dancing with Pat McAfee. I did not have that. Especially because the best takeaway from that was, as Michael Cole's finishing up on that, you hear him on the mic saying to Pat, "How do I get down?" Like, oh my God. Anyone with a bad knee or a bad back can sympathize with, okay, yeah, I'm going to get up here, I'm going to do this thing, that's all fun and cool. How do I get down now? Alright, so Drew's coming down. He's not even down. He's not even at the stairs yet. He just got to the ring. And then Jey just bolts out like a bat out of hell. Starts throwing live rounds at Drew. Starts wailing on him like crazy. And then we get this fight. And then we get this big, mean, bad fight. And Drew, he is leading once they get in the ring. And it is something fierce. He is in Hunter Killer mode. Drew McIntyre, Hunter Killer mode is something scary. An angry Scotsman is scary. A jacked Scotsman is scary. An angry, jacked Scotsman is Drew McIntyre, and that is on a whole other level of scary altogether. And it was just, oh my God, like, I don't even want to say it was like he owed him money. It was like, no, he paid the money he owed. This is just, you know what, you made me have to wait X amount of time for that money. So you know what, I'm going to just beat your ass because it's fun. Kind of deal. And then the match came to an end when Drew went to go for Claymore, and then Jey wound up, he missed, and Jey scooped him into a crucifix pin for the 1, 2, 3, and then ran like a bat out of hell to get out of there. And the whole time Drew's like, the fuck just happened? Did I lose? Did I lose? Did he beat me? I'm gonna kill him! He had that kind of look on his face, like, yeah. Also, folks should note, there was a segment, John Cena did come out and officially declared his name for the Royal Rumble, because he even said, it's been over 2,414 days, I believe he said, since his last pinfall win. So he does not feel like he has earned the right to just go and put himself into a title shot. He wants to earn it. So his options are simple. He could win, since winning a one-on-one title contenders match is out of the question, he could go for the Money in the Bank. But that's a good bit away. So his next option is the Royal Rumble, which he's going to be in. So there we go. Now we come to main event of the night. Seth Elizabeth Rollins, because his middle name is not, frickin' damn it, going against Charles Montgomery Punk, CM Punk. And man, you want to talk about big fight feel. Seth came out looking like he just bought something out of from Elton John's yard sale, and Punk wearing his Ring of Honor coat that he would wear, and like came out, did the straight edge X, and I was just waiting for him to go and yell into the camera, "Cry me a river, bitch," to go and throw a knock at Jack Perry, but I give credit where credit's due. He did not, I'm not sure if that's a sense of maturity on his part or just a sense of, well, what's the payoff for it? You know, I don't see any reason on that, so no, I'm not going to do it. But yeah, came out, and then man, just right from the start, it was a freaking battle. You want to talk about a fight? It was a fight. Like, them two went at it like, you know what? You give me 5 minutes with this motherfucker and he's not going to last 3. They jumped at each other like that. And they were just going at each other like that non-frickin' stop up until the commercial break. Once they post-break, then it became, okay, now we're actually going to put on a wrestling match. And it was a good match. And I'm not complaining saying that the pace slowed down, because you got to have peaks and valleys. You can't just go run you can't have it at 120 miles an hour from start to finish in a match, because you got to give the fans some time to process, see things, breathe, damn it, breathe. And yeah, that's exactly what this was. Once they did that commercial break and they slowed down, they gave everyone a chance to breathe, like, wow. And then it really got to sink in, like, these guys are really putting on a hell of a damn good match. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. A lot of good back and forth with each other. Both guys going and hitting each other's finishers. Rollins hitting the GTS onto Punk, and they did the slow-mo where they even slowed down the impact spot where where his knee hit Punk's head, and just like, ooh, damn, that was gnarly looking. You know, it was shit, but yeah. Like, wow. Really loved it. It was a great match. Like I said before, if you're going to watch any matches from this, look at the Tribal Combat and then look at this. In that order, please. This was just a great, great match. I can't put this over enough. CM Punk wound up getting the wins. He popped 2 GTSs onto Seth. So where we go from here, my personal predictions. And I talked about this on the OTM podcast, which, folks, if you're not listening to the On the Mark Wrestling podcast, which is part of the Main Event Wrestling Network, do yourself a favor and listen to them. They are great folks. I mentioned this on their chat. What I personally think is going to happen. Punk's going to get the win here. Rollins is going to wind up eliminating Punk at Royal Rumble. Rollins is going to get a win at Elimination Chamber, or at some point before that, either at Chamber, and then we're going to get to them two having the rubber match at WrestleMania. So, and where it goes from there, that's based on the promo battle, the promos and the build up from there. That's my personal prediction. But with that said, folks, that is it for this week's show. So please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back, watch some of the other episodes when you can. Look for me on the Twitter at TimVicious. Don't forget to check out our audio platform on Spotify. We are trying to build that up. It's a new platform. Also, folks, thank you to LFC Lingerie Fighting Championship. They're a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of MMA, and a whole lot of attractive women wearing a little bit of nothing. Thank you. Also, don't forget to check out whatamaneuver.net for some vicious rants apparel. We got t-shirts, tanks, long sleeves, women's tees, toddler tees, baby onesies. Perfect gift for somebody you love, somebody you hate, or a gift or a shirt just to buy to give to Goodwill so you can hold on to all your good stuff. Also, don't forget to follow these cool-ass cats from right on the Twitter, DSB_IB, main-event_net, the Main Event Wrestling Network Twitter account where all the main event info can be found. Sergeant Curry Pants, 3 Count Thursday, and D-Dryer 1986. And folks, like I always tell you, you love me great, you hate me.
Shut up and sit down.
Fuck you, sir.